Yeah, Jackie and I talked about this. Like, I am in the sense, because I know Jackie doesn't like fruit sticks, but I am in the sense of like, if it's really stupid, then I'll
that ain't true. Girls do indeed go number two.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are a few instances, like Jerry's heart attack on Parks and Rec is one of the funniest things. Like that was truly
exceptions. Yeah.
There are exceptions. There's like Jeff never farts in front of me because he knows how I feel. But when sometimes he laughs so hard that he farts, and that you know, it's like that kind of stuff. I think that is adorable. I've even said that multiple times, but that's because it's one of the few instances where I think it's too cute. Just too cute.
One way or another, brother.
Oh, yeah, spring refresh.
Drop that mother, because Lord knows if she didn't, she'd explode.
There is a person on TikTok who has made a bunch of songs where they're just putting common names with the word and they just made up songs, so it'll just be like Lisa, and it's just it's so dumb that it's hilarious.
Break it down.
It's not my humor, and I find it delightful.
Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to ask. Lisa, did you get the emails I forwarded to you?
Yes, I did. I have those. And I also got another question in the Discord. So I have three. I imagine that there might be some more questions in the chat. And if there are not questions, I've done enough of these that I know how to
build a stool.
build plenty of time. So with good styles.
I'll have some questions.
Great.
With our bazoo. Girls
We never run out of this stuff.
That is good. That's a gloss guarantee.
It's true.
I know a bunch of people who are excited to be watching tonight, which is
Then friend can actually join.
Yay! Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Welcome. Oh my God, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. Welcome to the GLOS Fashion Showcase. Well, Fashion Showcase is it's a grand term, but I think it's worth it. Welcome, Ms. Lisa Rose. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm so excited.
Hello, everybody. Yay!
Yeah. No, I've been promoting this a little bit crazy
That's
because
good.
I'm so excited, and it's just wonderful to have a platform where I can just grab a bunch of people's attention at the same time and be
baby, thank you,
you're
Kennedy.
worth personal style.
Yes.
Personal style. And it's just great to be able to grab a bunch of people at one time and just tell them how worthy they are.
And thank you for coming here, honestly, and thank you for letting us know. I mean, with everything, everything that you know, you're just that you're gonna blurt it out on here. I'm very excited for that because there's so many things I also want to know, and a lot of so we'll get into it in a minute. But I'm very, very excited about this because this is something I've always wanted, which is to know what I'm doing when I'm wearing clothes.
Yes. Absolutely. I understand that a lot because I think a lot of people feel that way. And I had my best friend be like, of course people are interested in this. I think that you think it's easy because you know how to do it, but other people are very lost by it. And I do think it's easier than people think it is. And that's a big reason why I'm excited to be doing this because I just don't think it's as difficult as people believe that it is.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that the best way to kind of go about this would just be to do a little general intro, and then we can talk about the styling boards that I did for you guys.
Yes.
Which are hanging out in the corner. Sorry, it's just gonna sit there for a moment, and then we'll bring it in. But
Oh yeah, so excited! It's gonna be super fun, and then we'll do the Q&As, and people can ask off the top of their head, and we have a few that people wrote in. and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, I would love to start this off. Of course, this is Lisa Rose, and Lisa Rose is a part of our Gloss Coven. And I'm so excited that you reached out to talk to us about our style, because also it's Lisa Rose, which I think that, I mean, I know that chat you probably know, but who has made us such amazing style mood boards in a way that like opened up my brain to what, because you guys have followed us for a long time. It's like I've been trying to do themes and stuff like that, but I've been shooting from the hip. I don't really know what I'm doing. I kind of just like, yeah, that could be that. But you gave me such a sense and idea of what I could do in that. I'm so good. Thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes. Well, so I reached out because I love you guys. I call you guys my audio roommates because I live in lovely New York. So like when I'm going about my day, like doing dishes or like cooking, like I'm like hanging out with you guys. And so it feels like I've known you guys for years because I kind of have. And so when Jackie was talking about doing her like gothy Parton, rhinestone cowgirl, I was like, I got so inspired that I sent her the board first. And then I just like integrated myself and was just like, I'm just going to give it to everybody, just everyone on the network.
Yeah, I remember saying, I remember saying like, yes, please. Like, this is actually the perfect timing, especially with a new season, you know, spring coming and everything. And then maybe the possibility of very soon things opening up, being like, oh, I've been wearing the same yoga pants for a year every day. So now they're stretched out, full of dog hair. It is time to buy new clothes. So this is perfect.
I'm gonna have sweatpants I'm gonna need to like burn at the end of this. They're just like, they are so far gone. And this is like what I do, and I'm still like, I gotta get rid of this. So I think it is really, really, really good timing. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
and it's the first day of spring. Yesterday was the first day of spring. Which day is the 21st?
Yes.
Okay,
yesterday was the first day.
Beginning. We can see the light finally. Let's switch some shit up. Let's start preparing ourselves to leave the house.
Yes.
Yes.
And somebody said in chat that spring is actually Caitlin said, does anyone else struggle with clothes in spring? It's the worst season for me fashion wise. Yes, 1,000%, because it's like everybody's coming out of their hibernation and it's like you're so vulnerable and it's still a little chilly, but you want it to be warm so badly. Fall, I think, is awesome. Fall is like, ooh, what's the fall fashion? But spring is scarier to me anyway.
Yeah,
I agree. I remember going shopping for like a spring collection. It's all like, here's some florals and, you know, pastels. And I'm like, is there any other different options? They're like, no. And I'm like, I'll see you in the fall then. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's always been the toughest part for me as well. Yeah.
I do want to commend all of us, not to immediately suck our own cocks, that all of us are wearing different colors besides just black. And I want to say immediately, congratulations to us.
I mean, truly, it's a feat. It really is. Because my wardrobe is very black. Like I'm in New York. My wardrobe is very black. I like black. What you will notice is that like black doesn't actually go with everything though, because matching blacks is very difficult. And so black is actually kind of a hard color to wear. So people are like, I wear black because it's easy. It's actually a little bit more difficult than you think it is. And so I am happy to talk about color as well. And we can talk about spring color as well. It does not have to just be floral pastel.
Perfectly weird AF said, why are all the clothes at Target in the style of the Mayflower? This year is particularly covered. Everything is frills and covered.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Well, so there is a practical challenge to dressing for spring, which we briefly talked about, which is like we want it to be warm, but it's not yet. But it's not as cold as winter. And so in the morning, it might be freezing. And the afternoon, then it's warm. And it's like, how do you dress that way? Which is why I think that like a big staple for spring ends up being the denim jacket. Because it's kind of this perfect layering piece of like putting something on in the morning when it's chilly and like taking it off in the afternoon when it's like warmer. And it like kind of goes with everything. And I think a lot of people, when they think of the denim jacket, they might think like classic, like light wash Lizzie McGuire, like denim jacket, which is very cute. and I am not here to cast aspersions on the Lizzie McGuire denim jacket by any means. But there are a lot of ways to do a denim jacket that aren't that kind of like very classic, like reminiscent of middle school denim jacket, right? Because denim, just like jeans, come in a range of colors, right? So you can have a white denim jacket, you can have a black denim jacket, they can be distressed, they can be studded, they can have patches on them, they can have a print on them. Like there are so many options for a denim jacket. And so in spring, one of the things that helps like with that transition of like it's chilly in the morning and then it's like whatever in the afternoon is like an easy layering piece that's not going to drive you crazy to carry around with you, because that's the other thing. Like it's always terrible to take off like a layering piece and then have to like hold it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I recommend definitely. I love a leather jacket, and in the spring, you can do a leather jacket in spring in like a lighter way by doing it in like a cognac or like a camel color or
I'm
like
so scared of that.
I know, me too.
Oh, it's so good. Trust me. You can do a colorful leather jacket. They are so fun. They really are. And I think one of the things that we should talk about when it comes to trying to branch outside of like a versatile piece and having it just be black is what other things are that can be neutral, because neutral colors is not just black. So I feel like I'm getting a smidge ahead of myself because I do
love it. I'm on board.
Yeah, I'm
excited.
taking notes right up here.
Amazing. Put a quick little pin in the neutral color because I want to dive into that.
Okay.
But before we start, I think that it's really important that I say that there's a big, big difference between fashion and personal style. And today we are talking about personal style. So fashion is like trends, it's like what's on the runway, it's like, you know, what designers do. Fashion is a little bit less subjective, whereas personal style is entirely personal. And your personal style should never be entirely connected to trend. Like you might pull from trends, you might enjoy certain trends, but you want to have a sense of personal style that's longer lasting because it's connected to your personality. And if you are merely following trends because they're in fashion, are you dressing for you, or are you dressing because that's what you think people should be wearing, right? So I think trends are super fun. I think it's really fun to play with them. By all means, like I think you should experiment with trends, but don't tie your entire sense of personal style to a trend, because then if you fall in love with something and then it goes out of style, I don't want you to feel bad about it. Like that's a real bummer, you know?
Yeah.
So having your own sense of personal style that could then maybe pull from trends or like play around with it, or reject trends altogether and be like, I don't like it. Whatever's happening this year, I don't like it. I want to like empower you guys to do that.
I put on some I bought from I think Urban Outfitters, just because I'm like, I think this is important for me to try on these new parachute type pants that everyone's wearing. So I bought them, and oh man, I should have sent Lexi the photos because I had Marcus take a picture of me, and we laughed and laughed, and he put eyes. And he was like, you look like a clown. And I was like, you know, certain angles, it looks kind of cool. And he's just like, turn around. And I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, no, that's not that. It was a tent from the waist down. It was a tent from my crotch. And apparently you got to be like 100 pounds soaking wet for that. Which is insane.
That's the whole thing with those parachute pants. I've got a pair and then I was like, okay, this will definitely fit. It's high-waisted, but it looks like I just have a huge diaper on up top. Yes. And then it's cinched at the ankles. Who am I? I can't do that.
It's like an MC Hammer kind of thing. I had like a pouch in the front. And I've never had or owned a pouch until that day. And I was like, all right, we got to take pictures of this because this has got to go somewhere, some Christmas party. If we ever have one, that's going to be on the projector.
Oh, yeah. Well, so a couple of things. Like the first thing I want to say is that like, I truly believe that there is not a style that you can't, I believe anybody can pull off anything. But I mean that in that, like, if you're like, I want to wear a crop top, 100% you can pull off a crop top, right? Carolina, if you want to wear, parachute pants, you absolutely can. It's about finding the right pair, though, the right crop top, right? So I'm never going to say, I'm never going to say to you, like,
no. We got to see the photo.
If you are excited about a style, it's really important that you don't think your body is going to hold you back from indulging in a piece you want to try. It's just about finding the right one that works for you, which is another important talk I'm going to say right here and right now. Ground rule in chat and here, we are not talking shit on our bodies. That is not what I'm about. We are not talking shit on our bodies. Our bodies are great the way they are. Our bodies have shifted because of the pandemic. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. Our bodies shift because we age. Our bodies shift for a lot of reasons, and there is absolutely no reason to like hate on our bodies. And one of the things I use as a little reminder, anytime I talk shit on my body, which I do because I'm a human being, and I'm a fat woman on top of it, so of course I do, it happens, I remind myself, what white man is profiting off of this thought? Because there is a white man out there who is profiting off of the hate of my body, and I refuse to let that happen. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your body, when you're talking about your body and the way things fit on it, that when it comes to clothing, if the item does not fit you, if it does not look good on you, it is the fault of the item of clothing. It is not the fault of your body, because clothing was not made for bodies. It's made for manufacturing, right? Yes. It's made so that it can be mass produced, right? So if you find an item and it just doesn't work for you, that's okay. It's the problem with the clothing. Do not like hinge whether or not your body is good on like a piece of clothing that costs $6 to manufacture. Like, it is just not, you have so much more value than that. So as we talk about our personal style today, while it's okay to say, I like to draw attention to certain areas, or I don't like to draw attention to certain areas, because that's perfectly fine. That does not mean that you then have to like love every part of your body and want to show every part off. But it should be more about like, what areas do you want to focus on? And what areas do you just like not want to focus on, And that is how I approach personal style and fit and like what you want to wear. So I think that's like an important ground rule as we like go in today. I apologize, but you kind of changed my life, even just in the conversation we had when you were talking about, which is something I never thought about. What is it called? Like the
fit model.
Fit model. I never thought about that before, that there's so many stores and companies that use like the same size shape of a size 0. They just add on inches to take you all the way up to a size 20, when like that's not how a body is shaped. You can't just add inches onto a pattern to make it fit someone's body. And I've never thought about that before. That's crazy.
And imagine like I'm coming from Mexico, I'm Colombian, and they're using like different kinds of sizes, and like I'm a different size, and so I go to America because I'm like, oh, clothes in America are the best. Well, they kind of are, yes. And then you go and you're like, nothing fits me. Why does nothing fit me? And so when you explained that, it honestly like it opened my brain. It was unbelievable.
So quick little crash course on fit models. Fit models are people, actual human beings that companies hire to fit their clothing on, right? And so they are doing it with one person, usually one person, if they even have a person. Some people just do it on mannequins, right?
Just a dress form.
A mannequin is not a human body. It doesn't have fat. It doesn't move. It doesn't jiggle. Every human body jiggles. A mannequin is like a hollow or a like stuffed piece of fabric, right? So they'll either do it on a mannequin or they'll do it on one body, which is how they know where to like tuck things, how to get certain lengths, which is why you'll get something and you're like, why does this thing hit me at the waist? It's cropped at the waist, but the sleeves come down to my fingernails, right? It is probably whoever they're using as the fit model. Now, really good companies use multiple fit models, right? And so above and beyond just the size of the fit model, it's the shape of the fit model, right? So you may find a brand that you love that just fits you perfectly. It's very possible that their fit model is a very similar shape to you. So things just hit well, right? They might have a longer torso.
For some reason, the curve line of Shein, like this Shein, like it's like so much of it that fits me perfectly, but I can understand how it wouldn't fit. It's like it just so happens that my body is shaped like that.
Right. Right. And I saw Metal Flack in chat was talking about tailoring. That's the other thing I want to say. Tailoring is so much less expensive than you think it is, because you think it's like a luxury service to have your clothing tailored. It's actually not. Like, it's actually like you can get something tailored for like $10, depending on how much you need done to the item and like what the fabric is and stuff, but it's not very expensive to get items tailored. And so I highly recommend, if you are investing in a piece of clothing that you're like, I'm probably going to wear this, I want to wear it for a couple years, it's a great jacket, it's a blazer, it's a pair of pants, it's a dress that I spent like more than $100 on, take it to a tailor and get it fitted for you, because it's going to last so much longer. You're going to reach for it more because it's not going to pull in weird places. It's not going to like if it's a piece that you love, you want to feel as good in it as possible. And if you find an item on the rack and you're like, it's perfect in every way except this, buy it and bring it to a tailor. Because if it's that close to being perfect, just get it fixed. And maybe you have a friend who knows how to sew. It's always a great idea to try to support like local people. I am very lucky that living in New York, I have a few friends who are dressers on Broadway. They're costume designers and dressers for Broadway. And so they're doing these alterations all the time. And so I take it to them, particularly right now when we don't have entertainment services happening. So if you know costume designers, you know costumers, you know people who work in this industry, hit them up and say, hey, can I pay you to tailor these things for me?
Small tailors as well, because of like with COVID and everything, people haven't been able to go in. So all these small businesses, it's another way to help small businesses if you can, because it really isn't that as someone, I have a 19-inch inseam. 19-inch inseam. What pants have a 19-inch inseam? None. That's why I wear skirts. And so, but that's how I became good friends with a tailor, because like without my mom, I used to ship them from New York to my mother. And so finally my mom was like, you can just get a tailor, right? You're broke, but you can get a tailor.
Yeah, it's really not as expensive as you think. So I think it's an important part of trying to remove the sense that an item of clothing feels like an attack when you put it on. And it like feels like an attack about your body, or it feels like an attack on like, or it like physically attacks you because it's like itchy, or it like pulls weird or whatever. Like, I think trying to remove the personal aspect of it and just decide whether or not the item is right for you, I think is like really key. And something I just want to encourage people to embrace and like let go some of that, because personal style can be really emotional, right? It's tied to who we are. It's tied to our bodies. It's tied to the way people see us. And having a personal style you feel good about is like game changing. And every single person is worthy of it. You're not worthy of it. You're not more worthy of it when you change your body shape. You're not more worthy of it when you're in a relationship. You're not more worthy of it when you've got that dream job. Like, you're worthy of it right now. And you can do that with pieces that aren't incredibly expensive, which is something that's important for me, and something that I know, Jackie, you had mentioned when I did your board, that you were surprised that I put items on there that you could actually afford. That weren't just like
an embarrassing thing to say, that like when you get sent, like it's like you're like, we didn't really know each other that well, and you made me this mood board. I want to be like, I don't have any money, like I can't. And then I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, she is on it. And, it's like that's the level. And I just, because it's overwhelming, and even down to, then there's also other aspects of it that are overwhelming, like what Hail Persephone said, that I think craving yet being unable to invest in my own personal style so far has been less about my body image and more about feeling like I'm not sure what I like in the first place. I wasn't allowed to make a lot of choices as a child. I was told what to wear, when, and where. The idea of choice in a clothing store makes me hyperventilate. I don't know what I like, and I don't know where to start. And that's a whole other side of things of like that it's crazy that I think that we don't connect the two, like you were just saying, of like our like the psychology behind shopping and fashion and style.
Right. And I think that is like, I think that that's such an excellent point of some people just don't know where to begin. And I want to like normalize that is like just a very normal experience. And we don't really talk about it with each other because we feel like it's something we should have just already known how to do. Like, what do you mean I can't dress myself? Like, I'm an adult, you know, but like it's something we don't really connect with over, but it is a problem a lot of people have. And so that's one of the reasons that I started the service that I have, because what I offer, I want it to be genderless. It does not matter about that. It doesn't matter what life stage you're in. It doesn't matter what budget you have. Like, style should not be an exclusionary experience. And so I want to be able to bring that for people in that way. And similarly, it can just feel really like just big and overwhelming. So I'm happy to provide guidance. But if you want to strike off on your own, a couple of things you can do. One, think about the things that you like and what they evoke, which will really help your personal style. And I say this the other day I had a style consult, which was super fun. And I was asking her if she had like celebrities or like personalities or people that she thought were particularly stylish that would like help me kind of put that in my brain. And she didn't really have anything. And she was like, yeah, but I do like Wes Anderson movies. And I was like, yes, that is a great place to start, because a couple of things. One, Wes Anderson is like a little quirky, but not like childish quirky. And also it is like retro, but it's not rooted in a specific time period. It's not rooted in a specific decade. So it's nostalgic, but not. Now, all of a sudden, with that one reference, you have so much more to think about when it comes to your style. And when you start thinking about like, if I were a character in a Wes Anderson movie, what would that look like? Then suddenly that opens up. And same with like another person, her reference was folklore. She was like, I just want to be like in a cardigan sipping tea. And I was like, yes, that cozy vibe. What a great place to start. And so I think that like when you think about your personal style, if you don't know where to begin, think about the things that already surround you all the time, the things you connect with, the things that you say like, that's me, which is how I pulled some stuff for you guys. You know, I asked Carolina about some of her influences, which is how things ended up on her board, because they're things that are important to her in her life. It's not just style, it's her references, right? And that's what personal style is made of, right? What are the influences around you that make you feel seen and are exciting? And then how do you translate that into what you wear? And it's a little bit easier than you might think. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Because for me, it's always been, I don't know if other people have gone through this, like also the overwhelming thing of when you go to a store, but it's also like, I know what looks good, but I just, like going out and looking sounds like exhausting. Like I don't have time for a style. I'll just go to H&M and I'll buy the shirt that everyone else wears or something like that. And it's like, that's fine and all, but like, what are you going to wear? Like when you really want to go out, like real, like, or just like have like, what's the outfit that you want to wear? That's you, instead of just like getting it done as like another errand. And that's why when Lisa Rose came in, I'm like, thank you for like making it more personal, making it more, you know, instead of buying like I would just buy like a bunch of H&M shirts and then be like, okay, that's my uniform that I'm gonna wear. And I did that for years until I realized, nah, I can't be too lazy or too overwhelmed or too tired or too, or just, I'm like, oh, I just don't have time anymore to just sit around and try on stuff. It's like, now you can have someone to talk to about this, to bounce back and forth about it. And then next thing you know, like, you're like, oh, okay, now I'm excited about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was excited. I even bought more things when I went out shopping. Like I always like bought like I would get like an extra, you know, pair of tights or something, or an extra shirt. And like, as Jackie said, they were affordable. Like I bought like a shirt for like $10. That was like a very tight shirt that was like, oh, this will go great with a skirt, you know, and bam. I was like, perfect. I mean, the shirt might last me a year or two, but I don't care. It was $10. It'll work for a couple years. It's worth the money. It's worth the price of like, you know, a really expensive sandwich in Manhattan. It's totally worth it. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things you touched on here, which I want to say really quick before we look at your mood board, because I'm super pumped, is that what you did was you thought about the outfits you were going to wear when you bought the item. So a mistake a lot of people make is they're just like, that's a cute thing. Give me the cute thing. And then they're like, but how do I wear it? What do I wear it with? But now I don't have the right pants. Now I don't have the skirt I want to wear it with. And so,
Story of my life.
oh my God. Look in my closet. I don't take my own advice a lot of times, by the way. It does make a big difference when you think about where the gaps in your wardrobe are and you think to yourself, oh my God, I have this really cute skirt, but I don't know what to wear with it. Or, oh, I have this like amazing pair of pants and they're this cool print, but I don't wear them because I don't know, like I don't have anything in my closet, right? So when you're shopping, looking for the pieces that complete the outfits of the things you already have is going to make your wardrobe so much less intimidating because then there are things already there for you. And also you're not going to feel like you just continually spend money on clothes. And that is a problem for me. I am a little bit of a shopaholic, which is why I love this job because it allows me to shop for other people and I scratch that itch and I don't spend
You're
the money.
perfect.
So,
You're perfect for this job. Number one.
absolutely ideal. I love it. I love it. So, okay, I want to jump into the mood boards here because you guys know I can talk for ages. So I
You
have
don't know anything about that.
am I
Interrupting again. Yeah.
No, I'm a real chatty Cathy. It has been on every report card I've ever had my entire life. Okay, so Carolina's mood board here. So as you can see at the bottom here, I have these style inspo words that I started with. So Aubrey Plaza through the decades, off-duty runaway, listening to Punk in the Park. These are the places that I started based on the information that Carolina gave me. And I put this together to kind of create the mood board, which is the next slide. So
Let me move us out of the way.
Yeah, I remember I asked, I told when Lisa Rose asked me about it, I was just like, well, yeah, exactly. What she put was exactly the ideas what I was saying, but they were all like vomited to her. And then she made it into a perfect board, which is great. But it was very much that. It was just like trying to figure out like, well, I'm this, I'm that, but I'm not this, but I'm not that. Does that make sense? And Lisa Rose is like, yeah, actually it does. I'm like, well, how? How did you figure that out?
we contain multitudes is what it is, right? And that's the other thing. You don't have to decide. Like, that's why I love that Jackie every year is like, new style, new me, neon mesh, Renaissance, like gothy parton. Like, I love it. Contain multitudes. And so the idea of these styling boards, which we'll see, is that all of these things have kind of a specific reference, like each of these pages. The page up right now. Lexi, could you put up the page of the mood board, the one with all of the reference images?
Yes. This one?
Oh, that crew neck sweater. I have that. I was going to put it on. I'm going to put it on in a little bit just so you guys can see it.
I love it. Carolina's so excited. I love fashion show. Please, yes.
I'm totally going to go and change later just for even if we're done with me, I'm just going to change anyways.
I love it.
I'm down for it.
It's the one hopefully it's in there. It's the one labeled where it says mood board at the top and it's all of the little photos. So it's not the one that has her name on it. It's the one that's like, I think it just says mood board.
Okay, I'm just going to go through just a moment because this is like slideshow. I know. I love this.
Yeah, I have that skirt. I can say that I have that skirt.
Let's see. Jackie's, and would it be at the end?
No, we passed it.
Oh, we passed it. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. We're getting a little teaser trailer.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
No, you're totally good. You're totally good. Like I got this shirt. It's just like a fun, it's just like I could wear this when I go out or whatever.
I hate to say this, Carolina. I don't know if this is creepy, but you have amazing shoulders.
Mood board inspiration? Okay, sorry. I didn't see where it said mood board inspiration because I'm blocking it like a poop. So here, let me actually make us, I'm gonna make us so tiny. Oh, we're so tiny.
We're so little.
The only thing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So this is the page where I took all of those words that I had said on that first page, and then I just put together a quick little collage of inspiration on like what we like. So yeah, and then also Carolina had sent me a few photos previously, which I made sure to include in here. I love visual references.
Viv Albertine from the Slits is on that. She's awesome. And then we have, and I think I included some pictures of the women from Slater Kinney. I always really enjoy their just not just their talent, but their fashion as well, which I thought was really cool. And Michelle Rodriguez, I felt like she dresses exactly the way I want to dress, actually, in a lot of ways. Like she's got this like cool hardcore like thing that I'm not hardcore, but she's got this cool look that I want to kind of emulate, but in my own way, of course. Like I can't be Michelle Rodriguez, but I can find some inspiration from that. And that's what I told Lisa Rose. And I was like, yes, she's awesome. She's great.
And that's exactly what I love. I think it's so important because you shouldn't be Michelle Rodriguez. She already is. Michelle Rodriguez already has that handled, right? We need Carolina. And so that's what's really great about it. And because you are more than just that one influence, it's important to look at all of them together. So as you'll see, as we go through everyone's mood boards tonight, you'll see that what I do is I create a page that has like a theme to it. And then I do outfit inspirations that put all of sort of the themes, you mix them together. So the purpose of these mood boards these styling mood boards are that you're supposed to be able to wear most of the pieces with most of the pieces, right? Because it's like a mini wardrobe. So it's not that you can wear every top with every bottom and every accessory with every outfit, but more just like you should and can be pulling between these. So yeah, do we want to go on to one of the next slides?
Are we gonna shoppable looks?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. So this is the little divider that I have here. And as you can tell, like I like to make these personal. So the little dividers even have a little personality in between.
So good. So good.
Different for everybody. So yeah.
I love that checkered blouse. Oh my God.
Yes.
You have something very similar, Lexi. You were wearing it, I think, like last week or something.
Yes, houndstooth. I love black and white.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, if you live in New York, you probably are going to want some black and white in your wardrobe. And what I thought was fun about this was adding a little bit of graphic pop into this. So I also want things to be practical. So if you'll notice, the two pairs of pants on this slide, they're actually sweatpants. They're elastic waist sweatpants, but they're just a little bit cooler than like your black sweatpants, right? They're just a little bit more interesting. They have an interesting shape to them. They've got a cool print. And so thinking practically too about how Carolina, you just kind of like, you do this for a living, you do podcasts, you're doing a lot of time at home. You're probably not gonna want things that are super constricting all of the time. Some of that is very fun, but it's also nice, like, we are, sliding in and out of this pandemic here. We're like inching our way out. So having something that's a little comfy, that's outdoor pajamas, I would consider that outdoor pajamas because you would never know. You would never know that pair of pants is sweatpants. The other thing is that pair of sweatpants, the one that, both of them, Carolee and I specifically pulled these because they don't have as much fabric at the top. So they're less likely to create that pouch that you were talking about with your pair of parachute pants. There's less fabric on those pants in general. So they're not going to necessarily create that sort of like crotch tent.
Yeah.
effect.
Oh yeah, the one that comes to life when I sit down. I mean, like it's all good and everything, but I don't want it to take it over my life. Carolina's pouch is gonna be like, this is Carolina's pouch now. Carolina no longer.
Get out of my house! You're like, no,
Carolina's
please.
gone. Carolina
I
gone.
paid for it.
Right. And I do notice that the sweater you're wearing looks an awful lot like a sweater on this board here. Is it the sweater?
It is the sweater. It is. I ordered it a tiny bit bigger than I should have because sometimes I get a little nervous because I'm a small/medium. I'm a schmedium that they call it. So I got a medium because sometimes I'm afraid I'm gonna get something too tight. But you know what? I like it better this way. That's a little bit more flowy, and I like off the shoulder things because I always have bras that need to have something cool on the back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so I can wear this and I can
Ooh.
showcase the black bra, but I'm still wearing an outfit that I can still go out and do stuff. No one's gonna be staring at my tits. Everyone's gonna be staring. I mean, they wanna, you know, thank you. But also, I'm just like hanging out, and I am wearing outdoor pajamas, which are all my pants. So like, okay, I'll stand up real fast.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see
Yay!
it.
All right, hold on. Let's make you big.
You
Let's make
know,
you big.
I do a
Fashion show at lunch.
That looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a great outfit.
And I love it because and I love the fact that it's just so it's just so much better than like the everyday like band shirt and jeans, and that's all good and stuff, but like when you want to be like casual and still like, I don't know, like I'm being casual, I'm wearing this like while I'm working, and then if I wanted to like go out, then like I don't have to be like let me change my shirt. It's like it doesn't matter, I'm already dressed for that. It's all cool, you know, like that's perfect. And I love that. I love it. It's both things. That's what I want.
I love it. So I want to keep moving through the board because I want to make sure that we can get to everybody's. So if we want to just, we won't spend too much time on all of these, but I love this page. I call it Carolina Unplugged. It just makes me feel like you are like a 90s recording artist that like doesn't take herself too seriously.
The dress with the buttons on it.
I ordered that.
That would look banging on you.
I don't have it yet. I ordered that, but I thank you.
Hell yeah!
I'm excited for that one.
I love you, Carolina. I love you. I ordered it. Yes. Ordered it. Yes.
And I'll send you a picture. I promise you, Jackie. And I got the skirt. The skirt is just a go-to. You just wear that with any other top. Really, even if it matches, even if it kind of doesn't match perfectly, sometimes it like just looks cool that way. I like that. As long as it just like doesn't like overflow too much, that's all that matters. But I can wear a band shirt with a skirt, and then like some Converses or Chucks or whatever, or a pair of boots, and that's it. And now you're out. And that's what I like. That's the thing I told about it with Lisa Rose, is like I like to dress nice. I like to wear skirts and dresses and stuff, but I don't like to dress like fancy. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a film for it, like a body forming like kind of thing. Like I just like to wear different things, but it can still be like very casual at the same time, which is perfect.
Absolutely. And I think that is so important because we live most of our lives casually. Like, you know, unless we have a very specific job that requires a very specific wardrobe, which a lot of people have, a lot of our lives we want to be casual, but we still want to feel cute.
It is, Doria. Thank you. Perfectly weird as fuck. And I don't really play video games. And that's all I have ever wanted, really. You dressed the way you wanted to when you were 14, 15 or something.
That's my whole life is now around dressing the way I wanted to when I was 14. And then I was too scared, or they didn't have the clothes for fat women at the time, or all of X, Y to Z, all of the reasons why I was scared of doing it.
Oh yeah. So let's go on to the next page. We'll hit up our next slide and talk about I'm
not shopping while having this conversation. No. I didn't open up another thing so that I could look at clothes while we talk. No.
So I have those tights. I got those tights. I haven't tried them on yet, but I'm very excited about that. That's what I wanted. I was like, I have tights. I already have tights. So what else is there left? It's like, oh, different tights. There you go. That's perfect. So, and they're cheap too, very cheap. Yeah,
they're like $4 because I'm a big fan of accessories that are not expensive, that you're not going to like wear, because you're not going to wear those forever. You could wear that twice and get a run in it, unfortunately. So you don't want to have spent $25 on a pair of tights that's then just going to run on you. So I'm a big fan of like cheap accessories, but I wanted to give Carolina an option that felt like sexy for like a date night, or those times where maybe she's going out to get drinks with girls, but that just any of her groups of friends, that felt still like it had a real personality, and that it didn't just mean that Carolina was just going to show off her body, right? Because I think a lot of people, when they think sexy, they just mean like little tiny clothing, right? And while we do have some slinky options on here, right? We're pairing them with leather jackets and clunky boots.
Fuck yeah!
I love.
I love it.
I love it, dude.
Yes. No wonder
Yeah.
you're buying all of the things. Yes.
I love the jacket so much. I really love the leather jacket. I have one just like it. So like, I was like, okay, I'm fine. But like, that was like perfect. It's like, thank you. I have one just like, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, and then I can pair that with a dress.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. And I want you guys to notice that there are these shoes that are on this board for date night are not stilettos. They are not high ankle breaking stilettos. And those can be fun if that's your jam, by all means, but it does not have to just be that. So like, these shoes have a nice big thick heel. They are going to be sturdy. You're going to be able to wear them for longer, but the way that they're paired with these can still be like very feminine, right? This board right here, I would not say this board is not feminine, but it's also not like male gaze feminine. And I think that that's like an important thing. This is not male gaze sexy. This is what I thought, kind of clicked into Carolina's world as far as sex
comfortable. Goes. Yeah, because I told Lisa Rose, like heels, stiletto heels, that's an impossibility. That's just never gonna happen. I've even walked, like anything like a skinny heel at all. I can't even.
Not in New York.
I hold them in my hands.
There's so many greats. There's just like, what are you gonna fucking do? You're gonna fucking break your ankle.
I call them shoes for sitting.
It's dangerous out there in the city. And so I can't, but you still want to dress nice and you still want to switch it up a little bit. I haven't gotten the ankle boots high heel thing yet, but actually I am looking into maybe getting that and giving it a shot. I do get vertigo easily though. So I'm going to have to practice at home first and then we'll see.
Good idea. Breaking your heels at home.
Man, baby. Thank you so much, Becca. Thank you for the sub. Sorry.
No, please. I love it. I'm so excited. So, this is really fun. It's a fun way to do it. And as you will see through the styling board, these shoes that I have for date night are not just date night shoes. I have paired them with other pieces from the board to bring them into a more casual life. So you don't have shoes that you just wear when you're going out, because it's, that's kind of sad when you look at shoes in the corner that you're like, you only get life on the rare occasion I go out to dinner at a nicer restaurant, Yes. So. Let's head to the next slide.
It is a very rare occasion if I ever go out to a nice dinner, just so you guys know. So yes, you're right.
So this is, for me, this feels like very classic Carolina. The like, punk's not dead, it just turned 30. Like,
I love that.
This is, it feels like stuff that has kind of always lived in Carolina's world in one way or another, but feels like it's not. She doesn't look like she's 19, because we're very excited to not be 19 anymore. Because I think some people think about 19 and they romanticize it. But if you remember being 19, it was terrible. It was very bad.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
So we don't need to go back ever.
Let's not recapture our youth. Let's remind ourselves of who we were, because that part of you still lives inside you. And so that's really what this board is about, is reminding the pieces of you that you love, that maybe feel like it could have been a little bit more high school. And the other thing that I did that I added in here were add some pieces that were a little bit more traditionally feminine, because you can pair this kind of edgy punk thing with this, softness, if you want to play in that world. So there's a shirt here that has that little bit of a ruffle sleeve and it's got some lace on it, which would look so cute with that checkered skirt and would look so good with those knee-high docks. Those together is a really, really cute look.
Yeah, I'm gonna get those
knee-high. Are you gonna get the knee-high docks?
I am. I reached my limit when I went shopping the first time, so I gotta wait till next month, and then that's what I gotta do next. Because I gotta do it. I gotta do it because all my skirts are mini skirts. Because I'm I'm 5'7", so longer skirts don't do anything for me. So everything has to be a mini skirt. And what do you do if your legs are a little bit cold? You get knee-high boots.
Yes,
that's what you do.
I mean, I've watched Natalie, because we have to have all of our hangouts outside, and even though once you move to LA, you immediately get cold when it's 70 degrees outside. So Natalie's been wearing short skirts, but we have to hang out outside, so she wears thigh-high boots that are really big, and I'm just like, girl, why are you wearing? She's like, keeps me warm, but also it's really sexy. It's like, she looks sexy, but we're just sitting in the backyard. But I appreciate the effort.
Yes.
And also dress for yourself. You don't need an occasion. You don't need an occasion. Dress for the things you love. Dress for yourself. Okay. What's on
I
our
do that
next
too.
board?
On Friday nights, I'll like maybe I'll have a drink or something, and then I'll start making dinner, and I'll put on a little bit of makeup right before, and maybe I'll put on an outfit, and then next thing I know, we're like watching The Wire, but I'm wearing a cute skirt. I'm happy with that while we're eating dinner because it's different. It's, you know, turning Marcus's head for the first time after wearing the same clothes for a year. It's cool. It's cool. It makes you feel more comfortable. So I love that.
Hey, hey, hubby. Remember I'm your hot wife? Remember how hot your wife is? Always very fun, very fun. So I thought this is too another way to kind of mix up things that feel both casual with something that feels a little bit more polished. So this acid wash sweatshirt I have right above this like faux leather midi skirt that's pleated. And if you pair the two of those together, that is a really great way to make something a little bit like dress down the skirt and dress up the sweatshirt. So I encourage people to also look outside of like, this is fancy, this is casual. One of my friends who I'm working with, I'm really excited about, is when she works in nightlife. And so for her wardrobe for her job, she wears a band tee and jeans with a colorful blazer over it and heels. And so she owns the place and she looks ready to like, you know, kick some booty, but she still looks cool. She still looks, you know, and so I really encourage people to find ways to mix up your casual. Like I would love this uterus t-shirt with this leather skirt, you know, is like a very fun thing. And you can wear any of the pieces on this board. You can wear it to a concert. You can wear it to dinner. You can wear it you could wear it to some of these pieces you could wear to a more casual work environment. So it's really, there's a lot that can be played with here.
Absolutely.
Love it.
I mean, luckily I work at home. So my workplace cash is like whatever you want, but at the same time, it gives me the opportunity to do whatever I want instead of just giving up and just wearing the same Marcus's old ratty t-shirt and shorts.
Right.
So,
and if you're like on a Zoom call with someone from Spotify, you know, it's nice to be able to put something on that feels like you tried. That's what I think all the time. Like, how do I look like I tried?
Yeah, I did that. I put on, I'll wear it a little bit later, but I did like dress myself up real nice from the waist up for a Zoom meeting last week. And I was like, thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
I moved on to the next slide. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay, so this is a soft studded midnight boho. One of the things we talked about was this sort of like bohemian, but something that's got a little bit of an edge to it. So this was really fun as well. I want to point out that I have boots on the same board here as dresses. This was a question that somebody had asked, I think that had sent it through to GLOS Mail about shoes, wearing like boots with dresses. Absolutely wear boots with dresses. Wear clunky shoes with dresses, wear sneakers with dresses. And I have that for Lexi coming up soon. So I'll show you sneakers with dresses, what that looks like. But absolutely, like, feel free to just like have fun with your shoes and with dresses. They don't have to just be like cute little sandals or dainty little heels. Like, you know, just go for it. So this is sort of a fun, I just thought it was a fun sort of slightly more romantic. I thought like, how would Carolina do like a romantic look? And that's what I came up with for this.
I love that belted button front dress.
I
love that.
Oh no, that's next.
Sorry.
Next. You'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, what's our next slide? Okay, so we're gonna head. I know I had some outfit inspo stuff, but that was earlier in the slide, I think.
Ooh, rhinestone cowgirl. Oh,
yeah, Jackie.
I can go back if you need me to, Lisa.
No, because we've got outfit inspo in other ways that I can kind of show off. But one of the things I did in Carolina's board that we didn't see is that I put together outfits from combining all the board pieces together to, again, kind of spark that information. So if you do sign up for one of these shoppable boards, the Dresser Refresh package and higher have outfit inspo, so you can understand how to put these pieces together. So like what Carolina said is, I don't need to get that jacket because I have one. But she could see herself, okay, so if I have this jacket already, here are the pieces it could go with. So
yeah, I can wear it with a black dress or something, and so that way already, or even like a more looser fitting outfit that goes further down, and then the jacket gives me like a, it just like puts me proportionally perfect together, which I like doing. It's also very 90s, but I enjoy it. Oh, yeah, it'll never die.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we got Rhinestone Cowgirl. This is the board that started it all. This is Jackie came first because she boldly, I was telling Jackie the last time that we talked that like, as soon as I was listening to her have these yearly things, I was like, I just want to get my tiny little claws in her. Like just let me get my little paws onto Jackie because I love a concept.
Now I'm on you like a barnacle for the rest of your life.
Try to get rid of me. All three of you try to get rid of me. This is it. I'm gonna be showing up. You're gonna be like in your 80s, and I'm gonna be like, I found this really comfy moo.
I got it.
Like I will be there forever.
I'm ready for it.
So this is a mood board that I pulled together for Jackie that, we just had so much fun, like trying to go with that kind of dark, gothy fun, but that it's still exciting. And as you'll notice, there's like a range of body type stuff on here too, because I think a lot of times when people want to do high concept style, they think you have to do like size 0 runway hanger, walking hanger type stuff. And that's not it at all. Anybody of any size, of any gender can do a high concept look. High concept is not just for a specific type of person, as you will see as we go through this. So I really want to encourage you guys to if you want to do something that's conceptual, just do it. You can. Okay. So
damn straight you can. And if they're like this kind of thing, the reason why I chose Rhinestone Cowgirls is because I was uncomfortable by it. Like I was like, all right, well, I like this idea. What can I do to push me out of my comfort zone? And it is scary sometimes. And there are definitely, but like you said, you can make it work for you though. And that's what I loved about what you had included in my mood board is like the idea. And I know that this sounds so silly. Fringe has always scared me for some reason. I thought I was too big of a personality that adding Fringe on top of it, it's like, girl, what do you need more attention? And I know that that's dumb, but that is something. And I was like, you shouldn't do that. And your concepts change. And I'm sad because we don't have shows. We haven't, but I have been wearing a lot of these outfits inside of my house.
Yay!
And I know where to go with them. I don't know what to do.
Absolutely.
Oh
I love everything on this board, by the way. I love it all. Oh, I want to see Jackie in a red dress today.
Oh, yeah.
If that's possible.
We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. So so the first slide we have of that Fringe, that's sort of the one that's called Modern Fringe. I think that, I broke down what I thought Rhinestone Cowgirl could look like, and I went the Fringe route to start with. And I think that what's important about this is that the pieces here are not designer. They are, particularly if you were going to do a high concept look that you may only be wearing for a year or something, you're not going to want to spend a ton of money on those pieces, right? So the most expensive piece on this is that Fringe jumpsuit, because that is an independent designer. So that is an independent designer out of LA who is just a single human being who's doing this work. And so the jumpsuit costs $135. So it's not cheap, but it's you're like, I'm buying this from a person. And so I think that that's another reason why it's easier to spend a little more money when you're I know that this is going towards somebody's individual thing.
Yeah. And especially that kind of design where it's that's a whole outfit. There's it's $135 for a banging fucking outfit. in the scheme of things is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Because say that to 2 of the jumpsuits that I have in my house that I paid more money for, and they look like shit on me. That I have them now because I think like, oh, but it's because I wasn't doing flowy on the bottom. And I bought ones that like, it still makes my pussy look fat. And like that, where just like, it's this that is constantly in those kind of jumpsuits, but it's the flowy that I was missing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as a fat woman, I very much understand what it's like when they try to just like, Walmart tries to like shove you into the like 3 wolves howling at a moon t-shirt and like ugly jeans that make you look like you have a diaper on. Like,
why is that all that we've gotten for so generations?
For so long. And so now that we have access to it, take it. And you'll see that in like the next slide as well. That we have, and I do include masks. I do have a Fringe mask on here, but I want to call out Pistol Shrimp because she makes those masks that are stunning. Yes. That like Pistol Shrimp's masks are so good with the Fringe, and like so if you're looking for one of those, please make sure that's yeah. So.
I will say I have a Fringe mask and Pistol Shrimp. I need to buy one from you, but someone got me one for Christmas, so I didn't buy this one off of here. But then there's like I bought the mini smock dress on here. I believe that was an
love
dress.
it.
Love this dress.
That's
and
cool.
it is something which is interesting. Actually, this is a fun question for you while we're doing this. These sleeves are all in. These sleeves are all in. Are you supposed to wear it up here? Or are you supposed to wear it down here? And if you wear it down here, can you wear a bra?
Great question. Thank you for asking this question. I love this question.
Because these sleeves are everywhere, but I feel like sometimes I'm like, I keep pulling it up though.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready for the answer? The answer is yes.
Whoa!
Period. The answer is yes. Yes, you can wear them up here. Yes, you can wear it down there. Yes, you can wear it with a bra. You can wear it any which way. I recommend that if you're going to wear it with a bra, to think about using a bra that has some sort of fun details. Like I love the fact that you wore this green bra that goes so well with the print of the shirt. So it looks like they were meant to be together. It's the same way that Carolina has that cute little detail on the back of her bra.
On the back of her, yes.
That
part of the outfit. Yeah.
It's part of the outfit. So absolutely wear it every which way.
I like it off your shoulders. It's very señorita, you know what I mean? Like,
I know, but I get scared because I don't know what you do with it because I've got big tits. So all my bras have to be big up all the way through here because I can't do the like tiny strap.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great. And I would say that like when you think about buying two things. First thing is when you think about buying bras, like it is fun to think about what's happening here, but also think about what's happening here and on your back because there are occasions to show it off.
Show it again?
Yeah. Please.
So hot. So hot. Oh my God. I love.
And I'm a size D. So I also have like larger tits as well. I mean, not as large. Unfortunately, I lose in this game, Jackie. But if I'm a D, then you could definitely find if you wanted to. But I like your green bra.
D on a tiny frame.
Yeah.
Are knockers.
Yes.
You gotta remember, I got
knockers.
Bigger frame we're dealing with.
So you're knockers. Yes, we all have that. Great knockers. That's what
I do
love
this conversation in chat though of talking about like for some multiple orange peels that I love to talk about styling bras. I was told to never ever show any bra strap, and then Craigslist Cutie, if you don't be afraid of the bra strap, it's another men can't handle it in school feeling that isn't valid because my mom still when she's like, why are you showing your bra? Why are you it's always that where I'm like it's pretty.
Right. Yeah. So here's the other
I want to do it.
I know. So let me tell you again about about the bra thing. If you have a like just a nude for you bra, right? Whatever nude means for you. If you have a nude for you bra, I also really recommend looking at layering bralettes over real bras. Because when you think about a bralette not being supportive enough, but you like the look, you can layer those things together. So you can have the look of a bralette and you can get that cute lace and you can get the fun style, but you still have the support that you need. So, and that way, like, you know, you can feel a little sexy even when you're just wearing your, like, because I've got my like normal, like, it's not cute, right? But it's great because it hides under whatever I'm wearing, and it can play with the bralette stuff. So Jackie, if you're thinking like, I want to wear a bralette with this, that would be so cute, but I won't feel supported, layer. And anything that looks,
you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never thought about that before.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this in chat earlier. I'm terrified of anything that doesn't have an underwire. Because when people are constantly like, when are her tits gonna pop out? They won't, because they are fucking strapped.
Oh yeah.
They're not going anywhere, but I have to have an underwire for that to happen.
Right. Totally. And so definitely work on the layering of that. And the main thing that I will tell you, period, about anything, if you want to look polished and put together, the answer is make sure whatever you're wearing is intentional. So if your bra straps are not meant to be showing, or if you sort of feel uncomfortable with your bra strap showing, that's when things are going to start looking sloppy. Jackie, yours does not look sloppy because you have coordinated the color of your bra with the palette of your shirt, and it looks like it is part of an intentional outfit. And intentionality is how you keep things looking polished. So if you're wondering like, ooh, because like I am not a big fan of seeing undergarments that I'm clearly not supposed to see. Because that's when you start looking kind of sloppy, when you're like, I don't think I'm supposed to see this. And so I feel like, you know, something's going awry here, right? So
Oh, you know what I sometimes do with dresses, and it doesn't always work. It really depends on what you're wearing, like maybe a dress or something. I take a bobby pin and I pin it to the side. So that way it just like stays exactly how it's supposed to. Of course, like you might be getting like a lot of holes, but none of my clothes are really that expensive, so I never really care. So
invest in those tiny little safety pins, the ones that are like itty bitty. They are so good for pinning things in place. And same with like fashion tape is so good about taping things in place. And it really helps if you're like, this is laying exactly where I want it to lay, but if I move, you're going to see some nip, right? Like some fashion tape is really, really good for it. And it's cheap. It's not expensive to do. And it takes like 2 seconds to put on when you're walking out the door. So like, when it comes to undergarments, I just want to know that whatever I'm seeing, I'm meant to be seeing. Like that's
true. I made that mistake at Henry's wedding. You remember? Do you guys remember, Jackie and Lexi, where I made that mistake that I didn't pin it down or I didn't use double-sided tape, and so even Jeff had to be like, Carolina, and I'm like, what? I was like, oh, that's my nipple. Just saying hello to everyone, you know, because you're having drinks, you're just like, so this and that, and it's just like spilling out of you and everything. I'm like, that's not supposed to happen, because the bust was too small for my dress, unfortunately. So I was just like really coming out. It was definitely, you could tell I was full at Henry's wedding. It was just like, hello, Tits McGee.
I don't remember that, which is funny.
To be fair, I don't remember it. So it's I was hammered though. So.
I know you were hammered, but I was hammered too. But for some reason, I'm like, everyone saw my tits. Jeff had to, you know, like gentlemanly, like remind me to pull up. And
the only reason why Jeff's saying things because he's sober, so he was probably the only one that was like, I should probably just say something, because everyone else was like,
yeah, that was us.
I love it.
I did want to add on to what you were saying, Lisa Rose, because something that like I do come across when people talk about like fashion stuff like that. I love the idea of intention as well as confidence. And I think that like when you were talking about this before, and this was something I wanted to bring up during this, was that when you were talking about like your problem areas and stuff like that, rather than seeing them like problem areas, you should be confident in what you were wearing. For example, I had a shirt that was too tiny and like my bra just kept like completely coming out before I went over for Jack and E's on Friday. And I kept pulling at it, and I was like on my way out to the car, and I was like, I keep pulling at this. I'm gonna go in. I was like, I just need to put on a different shirt, because if not, the entire time, whoever's watching is gonna notice how uncomfortable I am, because I kept trying to, because it's all about knowing. And again, whenever people say like your breasts are gonna fall out, I know my tits aren't going anywhere. which is why I'm confident to do that. It's the confidence that you can do it.
This is an important, that is such an, thank you, Jackie. That's so important because two important points that come off of that. The first thing is you need to be able to do your job in your clothes, whatever your job is. It doesn't matter what your job is. And Jackie, your job is to shake your boobs around so that we can hoot at you, right? That's part of your job. Yeah, we hoots and chat always. So
hoots and chat.
You are constantly like, fussing with it, you're not able to do your job, right? And so I really believe that whatever you should be doing, you need to feel comfortable wearing it. The other thing is the only time anyone ever notices something about your outfit is when you feel uncomfortable, when you are messing with it. If you are messing with it, that's when people are thinking there's something wrong with that. If you're wearing it, if you're not touching it, if you're not drawing attention to it, nobody looks at it. Think about how many times you walk down the street and you like notice somebody's outfit in a bad way. It's very rare. And when you do notice it, it's because something is actually going wrong with the outfit. It's because something's falling out. It's because they're trying to hike something up. It's because they're constantly trying to adjust something. So like that is I think that's like a really key part of it too, is that like nobody's looking at like the roll of fat right here. Like no one cares.
Really?
They are so focused on themselves. They are not focused on you. No one
think about it. How many times do you notice someone else's roll of fat, Lex? Like you wouldn't notice someone else's.
Man, baby Zonker, thank you so much for the sub. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's true. No, that's very true. I just, you really just notice how people wear their clothes.
Yes.
But not the clothes itself. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like when people are, okay, really quick, I want to move on Jackie's mood board because I'm really excited. But last night, the best thing happened to me ever. It was like midnight. I was walking my dog just right outside my apartment. It's very safe there. And there were some guys sitting in a van. And I've seen these guys like around the neighborhood. Like I think they were probably out there just smoking a joint. I think they were probably all hotboxing. And I've seen them around, but I have not met them, right? And one of them opens the door of the van and goes, "Yo, sweetie." And I'm like, okay. But they're a neighbor. So I just kind of like turned around. Maybe I dropped something, whatever. I turn around and he goes, "I gotta tell you, that coat is popping. That shit is the best coat I've ever seen." And he went off on my coat. He was so excited about this coat. And I was like, this coat? Me? It was the best catcalling I will ever abide by. It is the only one. It was so wonderful. It's a coat. There's a button falling off of it. I've worn it for such a long time, but it's like a red and cream plaid car coat. And it's like, yeah, it's really exciting. So that's the thing. People will notice when your clothes are awesome and they will notice when your clothing is going awry. Anything else blends into the background of their lives. Right? So
also a really easy way to make yourself feel good is to compliment strangers on what they're wearing. I do it all the time. I love pointing things out because then you just make them go like, someone just walking upset and then go like, thanks. And it's just like, it could change anyone's day. Constantly, if you can, in not creepy ways, compliment people that you pass, people that you talk to. It's just a good, easy, free way to encourage positive energy.
I will not stop talking about this. I love that this happened. As somebody who like clothes is part of my job, the fact that this random man was like, "Your coat is phenomenal." I was like, I'm living off this for the next week. Yeah. I don't need sustenance. I'm going to live off of this. Like, I loved it. If that man had been like, "Would you like my number?" I would have been like, "Abso-fucking-lutely I would." Because you only can't abide. Like,
right. There are ways to do it that aren't creepy. It's like, and that is a good, positive way to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I want to give a quick shout out to the wonderful Carla the Goblin. Thank you so much for the $40 donation.
Thank you.
They said, "Here's a question for each of you. How did y'all get so perfect?"
You stop.
And while we're stopped, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Perfectly Weird AF. AF Lens, thank you so much for the $20 donation. The message says, "Thank you, Lisa, for all the magic. No question. Just throwing this money at my ladies. Thank you. I catch it. I catch it.
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
That's so sweet. This community is phenomenal,
I
by the
know.
way.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go use the ladies again.
It's time for
All right.
Carolina to pee.
Sorry, I'm taking too much time. You know me.
No.
I just beep, 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 beep.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to like answer questions. Like as we're looking through the mood board, I'm
I
trying
love
to like throw in answers to questions that were
I
out
love
there. So we don't have like separate sections necessarily. But while we wait for Carolina, Jackie, is there anything else on this board or on this page, or do we want to move on to the next one?
Let's move on. I loved all of it. I bought this leather skirt. I bought the mesh crop top. I bought the mini smock dress.
I love. Oh my god. I'm gonna shop from both y'all's boards too. So,
Oh,
Yes.
just so you know.
Please.
Okay, here's a good question though. So that statement ruffle dress, I
Yeah.
love that, and I am terrified of it.
Okay.
How do I wear it? How do you style it? I love the idea of it.
Okay, here's what I'll say. The first thing is, for the most part, if you have a statement piece of any kind, right? Any kind at all, let that be the statement piece.
Okay.
And yes, Uncanny Rachel, it is Fashion Brand Company. I love Fashion Brand
I
Company.
love fashion brand.
So incredible. Anyway, so let that be the statement piece, okay? And you can let all of your other pieces sort of like fade into the background, right? So for that statement ruffle dress, I would do just like a very simple shoe. I would love to see it with like a white bootie or like a white cowboy boot and just do
I'm
a
very scared.
head to
I'm
toe
so
white.
scared.
So it's so good.
I'm gonna go the confession alert. I own not one white thing. I am so disgusting. Also, I sweat like a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And even though I worked at Joann Fabrics and I put all the like, the costume department sweat pads in, I'm a monster.
Listen,
I'm
white
a
is
sweat
not for
person,
everybody,
too.
and it is okay. It's okay if there are certain things you don't want to do. However, white is it's you have to kind of be committed to taking care of your white. Like you have to just kind of like be like, it's okay if I one only get a couple of wears out of this, or two, I'm willing to get it dry cleaned, right? Like if that statement ruffle dress was something that you were like, I want this to be a piece, like if you when you go on tour again, like if that's something you wanted to wear on stage, then like get it and just have it dry cleaned. And like just have it be that piece, right? So maybe it's not a casual piece, maybe it's not something you wear all the time, but like just get it dry cleaned. And again, dry cleaning is not that expensive. It's expensive when you're dry cleaning a lot of things often, but when you're dry cleaning like one thing every once in a while, it's really like it's not bad. So like if you wanted to do a piece like this because you wanted to have a moment, or Jackie, you might want to incorporate a little white over the next year as you are riding up, and so while I do not believe that brides need to wear white, I think that's nonsense. If you are feeling bridal and you feel like incorporating some white into your life as you do bridal events, it is.
Oh my God, how mad my mother would be if I showed up in that dress to like a rehearsal dinner. She'd be like, oh my God, she can't even wear a regular dress. Oh God, I can't imagine.
I love it. I want you. I will hand it to you.
All right, and I'm like,
Very
I have
cool.
to, Mom. Carolina bought it for me, and they had to wear it.
Yeah.
And I'll be in the back with like with the silverware or something. Be like, yes.
She's a man, baby. I don't really play video games. You just donated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $10, my love.
Thank you.
So, and thank you for bringing this to our attention. Can I ask we haven't really gotten to like the Q&A part, but can I throw in a question real fast from somebody?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
of course.
so thank you so much. They said that Caitlin said, had a question, how to pick a reference to start off this journey. I'm struggling to even pick a celebrity, fashion, inspiration, like movie, all of that.
Yeah.
Era.
Totally understand. My recommendation, which you will be absolutely shocked at how well this works, do a inspiration, like a visual inspiration dump. You can do it on like Pinterest, or you can do it in like Canva or just like where you can print stuff out. Doesn't matter what it is, but do just like a dump of all the things you like. Like, don't think about one era, don't think about one reference, just do a big idea dump and then look to see where the pattern between things are, because I promise you they're there. There are threads between all of the things you love that you may just not be aware that those threads are there, but there are absolutely consistencies, and you could see it through Carolina's board. I think Carolina's was a great example of how her different references all look like they belong together. So because there are threads of that in there, right? So when you're trying to think about where to do a jumping off point, I actually say don't get specific. Go broad. Start broad. Do everything you like and start looking to see where those things are intersecting, and that's where you begin. Because then you know it's really authentic.
Wow.
Yeah, good. You'll know, you'll see it. I mean, I do that for like branding stuff all the time. I'm also like a digital marketer to make money so I can live, because I wish styling was my full-time job, but not yet.
Well,
so
hopefully with all of our powers combined, we can make it happen. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with your energy. I'm obsessed. It's just I've never been so excited about style before.
Yeah.
It makes me want to cry. Truly, it makes me want to cry because it's just so fun. And I just don't think people know how fun it is, because it's been so bogged down in negativity and so bogged down in do's and don'ts and can'ts and won'ts and all that kind of stuff. And when you throw the bullshit style rules out the window and you dress for yourself, it's just a game changer. It's an absolute game changer.
Yes.
So anyway, I went a little campy with this part of Jackie's board because you cannot have a style reference like Gothy Parton or like Rhinestone Cowgirl and not have like a little fun camp included. So while I wouldn't necessarily say like this is a board of items you're going to wear together all the time, because that's kind of a lot, it's fun to have some campy pieces that you can incorporate in with the stuff you already have. So like, those insane boots, which are so much fun, wearing that with a little black dress just like takes you there. Yes. You don't have to wear the little black dress with the sequin fringe. I'm sorry, you don't have to wear the boots with the sequin fringe. Like, you can, but you don't have to. So,
I like big, crazy, ridiculous. You know what I live over here.
I love it. And, I also, here's something I'm going to say, Jackie, and you can tell me if you hate it. But I was really excited about this because it gave me an opportunity to give you cow print to wear. And I fucking love when a fat woman wears cow print, because it's such a middle finger. It's such a like subversive like moment to just be like, which is why there was a man who called me a ham planet. And my friend, who is a fat woman, it is.
I'll beat him to death.
Yeah, I know.
My friend,
there's a lot of us here in this stream.
Yeah. My friend made it the name of her LLC. She's a fat woman. She made it the name of her LLC. Now she makes money to Ham Planet LLC.
I love it.
There's money there.
Brilliant.
So, I am such a fan of just like flipping it on its head and like just doing the other thing. And so like when you had this opportunity, I was like, fuck yes. What a sense of like rebellion that's so joyous. And it like goes with your theme, and it's so fun, and it's just it's a playful middle finger, and I always encourage a playful middle finger.
I did a skirt. Would you wear black then like not as crazy black top with it and then like black boots with that?
You could totally do that if you want to do a full black and white scheme. But the nice thing about black and white is you can add a pop of color. You could do like a bold red top with that cow print skirt, which would be so fun.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get that.
I'll buy a cow print skirt. I'll be like, oh, Jeff, I had to do it.
You can always make me the bad guy. Everyone, like, go ahead to your partners. Like, you can make me the bad guy. You can be like, Lisa Rose, she forced me to do it. She made me do it.
And oh my God, of course Shein has cow print skirts. Of fucking course they do.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what is our...
I gotta get to Lex's, but all of this, I'm so excited.
Ow,
I love
look
these
at those pants.
Oh, I like everything on this. Oh,
And then
good
I had to do this as well.
I love this. And so I bought this soft denim tee dress, which I fucking love. I bought the flounce sleeve crop top, which is amazing, but I need to get it tailored because the sleeves are too long on me, so I can't touch anything. It's amazing when I'm not doing anything, and I do because I bought it in yellow. So I got this like insane. I was scared of how much yellow it was, but it is definitely like I was trying to grab things and like rolling it back.
Yeah, it's not the most practical item on the board.
But they're great, but it's great.
Yeah. It's not the most practical, and that is what it is, but it's so fun.
I love it though.
So let's head on to, I think that's maybe the last page for Jackie.
Boho baddie.
The boho baddie. And as you guys can tell, like I'm also like I'm a creative and like a copywriter, so there's a lot of like reference words that I put in here that are fun for me. So then we move on to our maternity board for our mama to be, which is so fun. And so here's the thing about what's with Lexi's board. Lexi and I did not necessarily get an opportunity to have a style consult the way that I had a little bit more with Jackie. I had a little bit more with Carolina, but because our dear Lexi was not ready to disclose her pregnancy yet. As soon as she did, I was just like, I'm going for it. So a lot of Lexi's board was things that I pulled because I thought that they would be cute on her, or that were like things I've heard you talk about over streams in the past. And so not everything on this board may be 100% perfect. And that's okay, because sometimes it's fun to see what other people would like to see you in. And it doesn't mean that means you should do it, but it might spark an idea for you that you may not have had otherwise.
Right. It's really interesting to see how you come across versus what I typically go for is very much like closer to Carolina's board, like a little bit of 90s, like jeans and t-shirt, even though that's not her board at all. But like her board, I was like, and I want to get that, and I want to get that. But it is very helpful to be encouraged to get out of your comfort zone, and so when you sent me this, I was just like, oh my God, I love this. This is super helpful. And also, I get to kind of play with things that I wouldn't have gotten to without being pregnant, because so much has been cover, but now I don't have to cover my belly. And so because it's just going to take over no matter what I do. So I can kind of just be like, yeah, I want to wear a bikini. Fuck you. You know what I mean? So I'm going to wear this tight dress. I don't wear tight dresses, but I can wear a tight dress because you know what? I'm supposed to have a belly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm supposed to have a belly anyway. So
anyway, because you're a human woman, and that's how you live.
Yeah, baby. Let's get high. Thank you so much for the sub. Sorry, I had to give a shout out. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
So, and I am hoping that through your experience in dressing for maternity, that perhaps you discover a new relationship with a part of your body that you don't have a relationship with right now. And I think that that's like an important way to talk about things too, is that there are parts of your body that you may not have a connection to. It's not that you hate them. It's not that you wish they were different. For some reason, you just can't connect with them.
Right.
And when you think about it that way, it's a lot more loving. And it really is, it's an easier way for you to kind of embrace parts of your body that you are maybe not as familiar. You need to form a relationship with your body.
Right. Oh,
when you form that relationship and when you work on that relationship, it doesn't cause the tension that it can feel like it has. And I also really fast want to just point out the concept, you don't have to be body positive. You could also be body neutral. And the idea of like body neutrality is that you don't have to love your body. You don't have to hate your body. It just is. It just exists. You don't have to have a strong feeling towards it, because sometimes they're like, you have to love your body is just as much pressure as like anything else. And then you're like, but what if I don't love my body, right? What if I'm not there yet, right? And there are days where like, my body and we're just like, we're not besties, right? But it shouldn't be like causing me emotional harm. Like it shouldn't be like stressing me the fuck out either. So
Right.
I really want to just like also encourage you to start thinking like if you're not ready to be like have body love, which again is still about hyper focus on your body. If you want to focus less on your body, body neutrality. I am definitely not the person who came up with this concept. There are many incredible, usually fat activists who come up with these terms. Please look it up. There are beautiful fat activists who talk about the idea of body neutrality. And fat liberators who talk about body neutrality. And I really encourage you to take a look at it. But we are just talking about Lexi having a belly because of pregnancy. So one of the things that I heard from Lexi as we were talking is she was talking about like mermaid and sparkle and color, and she wanted to kind of have a little bit more of that in her world. And I know she owns a lot of black. So you will find very little black on this board because I know that she has that. So let's move on to your next slide, which I think is probably your mood board.
Yes, let me adjust us.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I usually don't do jumpsuits because I have a long torso and it's just like immediate camel toe. But I mean, if it's like a maternity jumpsuit, then there might be, an option around that. So
right. And the reason that I pulled these pieces are they're all a little bit pricier, but I pulled them for a reason. And I want to talk about it really quick because I do know that there are other people in the chat who are pregnant or maybe are considering becoming pregnant. And so something about these pieces are that there's going to come a time in your pregnancy where you are not going to want to change your clothes. You're not going to want to change your clothes. You are going to sleep in the same thing you run errands in the same thing that you go out in. And so having some cute pieces that are they kind of just go, that you can live in these pieces, you want to spend a little bit more money on them because you don't want them to just fall apart as you literally wear them every single day. The other thing that's great about these pieces, which is why I call them one-piece wonders, is that you can wear them from pregnancy into nursing. The shape they have does not require a pregnant belly, and they all will allow for access for nursing. And so again, there's going to be a period of time right after you give birth where you're probably not going to be wanting to change your clothes a lot. And so having some pieces that you can feel really comfortable just being like, I still feel like a human, right? I still feel like a person because it's cute. This is a cute item, but I can live in it. It's just, I think it's going to be a little bit, helpful for you. So I want you to think about those, like these pieces are a little bit more expensive and, it's worth spending money on pieces that are also going to be comfortable. These pieces are going to be physically comfortable because they are of like a high quality jersey knit. So they're going to be soft on your skin. They're going to drape nicely. And when everything is terrible and when you want to throw Holden out a window, at least your clothes are not going to be like itching on your sore nipple.
Throw them out the window.
Yes.
So like spending $150, $200 on a piece that you might literally wear like 100 times, right? During that time, it's gonna be worth it because you're just gonna be happier about it. So what I talked about on Lexi's board, which we'll see as we go through, is that there are pieces that are worth spending the money and there are gonna be pieces that aren't. And the pieces that aren't worth spending the money, you still wanna have in your closet because they remind you that you're a cute person and that you're not just a baby carrier, right? That you are a cute woman.
I'm more than a blood sack. Yeah.
Right. And so those pieces, definitely, that's where you want to spend the like in the $20 to $40 range, right? Like you don't want to blow the bank on those pieces because they're kind of like cutesy fun things. But these pieces are things that like, I think you're going to really want to have. Cool. So
awesome.
We'll move along to the next slide.
So these are outfit ideas. Should I go to the first board?
Yeah, let's go to the first one. Of these are some outfit ideas. You're getting a little sneak preview.
So, sorry,
came a little out of order. That's okay.
Oh,
so
okay, sorry.
That's okay. The mood board inspo. I think we passed it.
Yes. Okay, great.
Ooh, I like that red dress.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Okay. So this is sort of how I was looking for Lexi, and I will admit that I was a little influenced by how much your husband loves Taylor Swift. And I may be slightly turning you a little into pregnant Taylor Swift in some inspos, just because
that's fine.
We do know that, that is an inspiration that Holden loves. And I do think that there is something really like warm and special. Like, I think Taylor Swift, if she decides to get pregnant, is going to be like the cutest pregnant and I kind of pictured I pulled a little bit of that into here. But the primary thing was not just Taylor Swift, but like I pulled from like warm memories I have of my mom, and just sort of that like warmth of like cozy, bringing somebody into the world, like feeling. And so not everybody on this board is pregnant. I mean, there's a photo of Marilyn Monroe in this like cute little white outfit here, but everything that has in common is just this like very like warm feeling of just being like comfortable in yourself, because I know that there's
oh my god, she's having a baby. Sorry, I got
yeah.
I love.
You know what? It also has like a West Coast feel to it.
Yeah.
Which is,
yes.
Which is what I
colors, the lightness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was the whole reason that like both Lexi and Holden, I did a mood board for Holden too.
Yeah.
Was all about like how do you move from the East Coast to the West Coast. So Lexi, you can go to any slide you want now. You can pick any slide because they're a little out of order. I think it's because they got named. It might have been my fault how they were named.
All good. Can I? Well, yeah.
Anywhere you want to be.
Okay, this the kimono. I had it in my cart and then it got sold out, so I'm waiting for it to come back in stock. I love drapey, flowy. I love that. And it's a darker color, so I cannot wait to buy it. But the website that it's from, I did end up ordering a bunch of stuff that is very similar. So yes, and I love the nude strappy sandal. Because that is so I mean, when I only have black shoes. So like I'm like, oh right, it's okay to not wear black shoes.
Yeah. And Lexi, thank you, because I put a pin in the like neutral conversation, neutral colors. So let me come back to that really quick. So neutral colors is a palette, right? Neutral colors are black, white, every shade of gray that goes in there. Any shade of nude, whether it's your nude or someone else's nude, that goes from like, I'm basically pink. Like my skin tone is very, very pink. So it goes from like pink to like in the brown category, right? So anything that's in those ranges are all neutrals. Another neutral is like an olive green, like that like kind of olivey kind of that you see a lot of like cargo shorts or whatever, which is like, we don't love those. But that color is a neutral. So those colors.
I will say I miss my cargo shorts. I wore cargo shorts until I started wearing skirts. I wore cargo shorts almost every day. I needed the pockets. I
used to too in 8th grade.
I still wear.
I think it's important that people remember that like neutral is a very large palette. It's a very large palette of colors. And I would recommend, if you are trying to figure out what color goes with what, to do like a little color wheel situation. So cold colors are going to go very well with cold. Warm is going to go with warm, and saturated is going to go with saturated. So when I say that, I mean like when you think of the typical like autumn colors, so like mustard and rust and like olive greens and those sort of like muted fun fall colors, the neutrals that go really well with that are the like olive greens and the browns and the warm neutrals, right? And then when you think about the cooler side of things, right, like the blues and the purple and the like the blues and the greens, those go really well with grays on the cooler side of the neutral, right? And then when you go with like saturated colors like jewel tones, black is a really great one, right? So if you match your neutral tone with the color tone, like in the same warm or cool tones, that is going to help you so much when it comes to deciding, does this neutral item go with the thing I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Man,
And
you
how is
blow
there,
my
isn't there a
mind.
way to
Holy
tell?
crap.
Isn't it something about your wrist where how to tell whether you're cool or warm or neutral?
You're
Like,
warm, Jackie. You are so warm, you're hot.
and what does that mean? Since I'm warm, then you have to wear. I
Well-
was told once I can't wear jewel tones, and I know now today we are learning that does not mean that you cannot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was told I can't wear jewel tones.
She's a
I
man,
have-
baby.
To avoid that idea in general of because you have certain undertones, you have to wear certain colors. What I more am concerned about is two things. One, washing you out. And the way something washes you, if it's a color that washes you out, if you put it on and you're like, it's doing something weird to my skin. Like you can just tell when it's
I can't wear red. As much as I love red, because I'm so pink skinned, it makes me look more pink when I wear it. So I don't wear red. It's like that kind of thing.
What you want to do, Jackie, is just not wear red right here. Because the only way it's going to wash you out is if it's close to your face. So, Jackie, if you want to wear a red skirt, it's not going to turn you red. It's very far from your face. So, when you think about
location.
yes, location is really important. So, like, I love a blush pink, but when I wear a blush pink here, I look naked. I just look naked. It just looks like my skin tone. But I can wear like blush pink skirts. I can wear pattern with blush pink in it. It is really about how you center the item, how close it is to like your face, because that's really what you're worried about. You're not worried about your wrists. You're not worried about washing out your wrists or your ankles. Like you're just not. So so that is something to keep in mind. And so like I would really recommend Pinterest has a bunch of like color palettes that you can look at, and you can see sort of like the neutrals that go with like your pops of color.
In fact, someone brought up that there are color palette apps you can also put up, which I imagine is good for like whenever we shop in person again, of like looking at that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so like you'll just find yourself drawn to certain things. You'll just find yourself drawn to pastels, jewel tones, autumn colors, neutrals. And as you're drawn to those things, you'll notice what your neutral items are that need to go with it. So Lexi, you'll notice in your board as we talk about these things that there are like there's the black pair of shoes that we have right there, like with the black straps on it, but it's with a light wood heel, which is why this piece is so good for the West Coast, because it's still lighter. It's not a whole black shoe, but it has black like on it. Right. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, those shoes in particular, I specifically found shoes that are comfortable for pregnant women and swelling feet. So if you look through your board, like I looked for like comfort specific shoes so that you could have cute shoes that when your feet are like not, super happy, that you don't have to just like retire to like your old flats that just, because that's all you can do.
Right. Oh my God. And Pistol Shrimp said that they have those shoes and they love them. They're Dr. Scholl's. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes.
You should get those.
I will get
them. And again, huge shout out to Pistol Shrimp's masks. I've been putting their masks on my boards. Like I will take their masks and put them on my boards because they are, and that goes for everybody. You know my website because our lovely, I don't really play video games, is posting it. Email me your websites where you're selling accessories and I will put you on these boards, period. Like as people are shopping, I really want to make sure that this amazing community that has so many artists and so many talented people get eyeballs on it. And it's important to me too that when people shop these boards, they're discovering things that they haven't seen previously.
Yeah.
They haven't seen these things. And so like small artists, I'm going to put a lot of accessories from like Etsy, from women owned business, from people of color owned businesses. Like really, I want to highlight like Shein is really, really great for what it is, but it is fast fashion, right?
Oh no, I'd much rather buy from small businesses.
Right. But we just may not have that budget always. And Shein, like there's a reality, right? Like sometimes I look at my bank account and I'm like, I'm too poor for morals this week. And it just is the case. Like sometimes we're just too poor for our morals. But where we can shop small, I'd like to encourage that. And so I am putting those things on boards. I want people to be able to find those pieces.
Because that's the thing. I'm never against how much money from small businesses because like I understand it takes money, it takes time, like there is a lot, especially from small businesses, and it's like we need to pay. That's why I never understood. I grew up in a family that had no money, but like we couldn't afford to buy from. It's like we went to thrift stores and stuff like that because that just wasn't an option. But my mom is a sewer, and she did a lot of like tailor work for us and stuff like that. But she's a quilting teacher, so she knew how. And like if she sold her quilt, she's like, I can't. I'd have to sell them for $3,000 a quilt if I needed to make money on how much time and the quality of the fabric I put into things. So she just does it. You know, I get that.
Oh wow.
And that's the hard thing too about like my business is that like I want to, and so like I have a discount, like a very steep discount for GLOS because I love this community so much. But I just know too that my services, they are a luxury service. Like they're never going to be necessary because it's not an essential, right? Like it's a great service, but it's not an essential service. And so when you're working with small businesses or you are a small business, you have to think about like how much time you're putting in, because my dog, he ate yesterday and he wanted to eat again today. And I think he's no. And so I have to keep that in mind while I'm doing these things. So yeah. But Lexi's board, we've got a cute new page up. So Lexi, talk to me about this outfit page.
I love this denim dress. I would never, well, they're both denim dresses. I love them both. I would never think about that. You know, if I'm just like, I need to get a dress, like I wouldn't have actually considered that. And I'm just like, oh, that looks so comfy. And I love the egg clips and I love the moon clip too. Those, I don't think about accessorizing much. I wear my wedding ring and my Fitbit and a hair tie on my right wrist all the time. That is it.
Yeah, no, and I think that accessories are a really exciting way to be able to take that pop of personal style and take something that's otherwise quite simple and make it feel special. And so those like egg hair clips, like those are, I'm sure those are from Shein, and I'm sure they cost $1.50. Like, you know, because again, you're not going to want to wear those forever, right? So you're not going to want to spend a ton of money on it, but it does take this like very cute chambray dress and it does add something a little exciting, a little special. Exactly. Again, I like that they're eggs. It's a little bit of a subtle.
I love it. I'm already ordering it. I'm sure 20 other people are doing it right now.
They're really cute.
All gonna match Lexi.
Awesome. Right though, like it's that little accessory that changes an outfit. That's intentional. That like it changes it from like, oh, I just threw this dress on, because honestly, sometimes like I'll sleep in dresses like that. Like I've got a lot of long, just whatever dresses that I wear around the house and I'll fall asleep. But that's an intentional thing that you can do that makes it an outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I want to keep doing this because I know we have 15 minutes left and I want to look at Lexi's. I want to keep looking at Lexi's board. I quickly need to plug in my computer. I need to just grab my plug, but I know Carolina was going to do an outfit change.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. But I'll do it real fast while you guys are finishing up.
Yeah, quick do that. And then Jackie, is there anything you want to grab really fast? I know that you would
there can be. I can go get something always.
The very end here, because I would love to be able to see this. I'm gonna quick grab, my plug is literally right there. But I can hear you, and so I'll yell at you. But Lexi, talk to me about this board really quick.
So this is, let's see, it has that awesome jumpsuit outfit ideas. Okay, so this is an awesome jumpsuit. I love the boho-ness, these shoes with this dress, the clip. I love those neutral shoes again as well. And there's that beautiful kimono, which I will buy as soon as it comes out.
You will get it.
I love that. It's meant to be. It's in your world. I know it is. It's meant to happen. Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you so much. I don't really play video games, for another $10 donation, and they have a question. So do you want to open the floor for questions?
Can I show my outfit?
Yes. Here, let me go back to.
I bought this. I forgot where I bought this. It was great. And I already had like a jean skirt. So I put on a blue corduroy skirt I already had.
You
And
are
now
the
I am
fastest
Mary
changer I've
Tyler
ever.
fucking Moore. And that's all
So
I ever
cute.
I love it. I love it.
I
It's
love it.
exactly what I had in mind for you on that page. It was exactly what I wanted. And then
love.
you know what I want you to wear with that too? I want you to wear yellow Converse with this outfit.
Ooh, good one. I have light green ones. Could that work, or do you think that's weird?
Well, the green might be a little bit tricky only because the green is on the cooler end of the spectrum.
Oh,
and
right, the color
now
palette.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I said yellow. But yeah, any color, like any fun little color would be very cute.
Maybe I should get yellow ones anyways, actually. All
Yeah,
right,
you
well now
probably should.
I already bought 3 things in my head. Like, Jackie has a crush on me ever since I put this on. And you know what? It's working for me. So thank you.
I love it. Amazing.
So yeah, I think you said that I don't really have video games had a question. And Lexi, if there's anything left from your board, let's please look at it. I don't want to cut you short. I just
No, you're fine. I love these socks. I'm just going to say like things that I love. I love these socks. Oh my God. Really cute floral pattern masks. I'm trying to rock those these days. And I really want to show the, I don't see the Baby Yoda shirt, but I did buy it. So
I love that.
I did buy it. And then we can, I can go get some things as well while we move on to questions, and we can start with, let's see, let me hide that.
I'm just over here buying this. I'm going to buy this cow print crop top from Shein. So
Yay!
that's inspired me that you're like, you're right. Why don't I? And I'm going to buy this crop top.
That's
awesome. And I want Lexi to wear all the kimonos, like just do like a really cool, like a younger a Blanche Devereaux collection, you know, like that's what you need to do.
She has great style. Oh my God. They styled that character really well. I don't really play video games. Wanted to know, is dressing to your skin color really a thing? And I think that you kind of already talked on this a little bit, but
yeah, really it's not, right? Like it's not really a thing. It like it is and it isn't, right? Like because there just are certain things that you're gonna feel like they just don't enhance your skin tone as like well as they like maybe could. Like you're just gonna feel like there are certain pieces that make you feel, like I said, washed out, or maybe yellow, or maybe pink, or maybe like green, because your skin's undertones are, you know, they do sort of dictate like what pops against your skin and what doesn't. But I don't really believe that there's super specific fashion rules with that, as far as like, because you have this skin tone, you can only wear this palette. Like it's really more again about like where you wear it, right? And I would really just be wary of wearing items that like don't look great on your skin, just in, like I said, in this area close to your face.
Okay.
Right.
Is really more of what it is. And you'll find as you experiment, like Jackie just knows she doesn't feel as confident when she wears red that close to her face. So she just won't. Like, I'm not going to make her. I'm not going to force her. Yeah.
Because I've got the shirts to prove it. So, you know, and then immediately put on, you're like, ooh. Yeah. It's insane that what you wear can bring out that, where it's like, I don't think I look too pink all the time, but there's just something about it, man. It just makes me look like a little tomato.
Yeah. Oh, my dog Fred is right.
Not a fucking little grape tomato.
Oh, puppy. Hi, puppy.
Here's Fred.
Hi, Fred.
I put his socks on him so that he wouldn't make noise.
Oh, look at his little shoes.
I love the socks.
He's wearing a sweater.
The best dog. Even better.
He does, and it matches his tones very well.
Exactly. I think my dog looks like a tenured professor is what I think he looks like. A tenured professor. He's just a sweet old man. And he's a little mad that I'm not sitting on the couch right now because he can't get up on the couch by himself. And so he's like yelling at me. Because he's like, why aren't we on the couch?
You're like, soon.
You guys, we just got an amazing $40 donation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
From Craigslist QT for you. They say, this is amazing. I have wide hips and feel weird wearing skinny jeans with anything but flats. How do I wear boots or shoes with skinny jeans? To cuff or not to cuff?
Yeah, cuffing is great. I am a big fan of cuffing. So when you think about what you want to wear that's going to look flattering, which by the way, when I say flattering, I don't mean make you look smaller or make you look like an hourglass. When I say flattering, I mean, is it achieving a look that you want to achieve? If the answer is yes, bam, it's flattering. When it comes to skinny jeans, it really depends, like, I guess it sort of depends on how tall you are, right? And like what you want to add to the look, right? If you're comfortable wearing it, they said that they're only wear flats,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
With it. Yeah. So I mean, the great thing about skinny jeans is that you can kind of wear anything. Okay, I see them saying they're 5'10". Yeah, I mean, listen, you can wear sandals with skinny jeans, you can wear booties. Here's the thing about booties with skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans.
You want them to either hit at the bottom of your pant, like you want them to be like the pant goes here and the top of the booty goes here, right? You either want to have that happen, or you want it to have like, you want it to go up onto the calf, right? You don't want it to like go just a little above the pant, because that's when you start getting that weird line. You don't want your boot to hit the widest part of your calf, because that's when you start feeling like, or the widest, how do I explain this? So your calf usually goes sort of like this down to your ankle, right? And when you cut it off in the middle of that, it like shortens the skinny part of your calf, which is what's going to make your legs look shorter.
And
so if
fatter.
yeah, and wider. So if that's not what you're going for, that's the effect it's going to cause, right? So if you want to show off your legs, have the booty hit right below where the pant leg is, or have it go up to where your calf is, right? But when you cut off the line, and here's the general rule for proportions. Wherever the line cuts is where your eye is going to go. So that's the general rule. So if you are saying, I don't want to sort of draw attention to this area, if you have a hard line there, your eyes are going to go there. So that's sort of a general, it's a little hard because this is personal. Everybody's bodies are different, right? So it's hard for me to give a specific, like, this is going to look good on you without like looking at your body, talking to you about what your goals are for how your body is dressed. But I would say in general, like I love a cropped hoodie, but I am very belly heavy. Like I hold my weight in my belly. And so I have to be careful where my crop is. I want to crop at the smaller part of my waist, because that's where the eye is going to get drawn. Because if it's cropped too low, your eye is going to go straight to the widest part of my belly. And that's just not my preference for how I dress my body, is to have your attention drawn right there. So think about that a little bit when you're thinking about, where proportions hit.
That also makes sense. Excelsior said, I wonder if that's why longer skirts make me, a short person, look shorter, because it's where it ends as well as like how it looks with how your leg is shaped, right?
Yeah, and it's also about like where your waist is. So I am 5'2" and I love a maxi dress. I love a maxi dress and I love maxi skirts. You can wear long skirts. The issue is like what part of your body is it sitting at before it gets long, right? So like for me, an empire waist, if I put this here and then it goes to the ground, you're just going to get like boob, and then you're just going to go to the floor. So you're not seeing any waist, any torso. You're just like erasing the torso, right? But I could wear something that was a little bit more empire waist that was also a mini dress, because then you have boob, midsection, knee on down. Then you've got 3 sections.
Brilliant.
That makes sense.
It's almost, yeah. Okay.
So it's like, it's much longer conversation than we have left for the stream, talking about proportions and how you play with them. But if you are curious, look up the golden rule or the rule of thirds. It's an art concept that also works really well for fashion and proportion. So it is about sort of like how you actually ideally don't really want things to be equal proportion. You don't want like 50% up top, 50% down below. You want like a 60-40, or you want a 30, 70. Like you want to kind of play with that stuff. It's more appealing to look at, and it works with the curves of a human body better. So if people have specific questions about proportions, like please feel free to reach out to me. Like you can DM me. Photos will always really help. That kind of stuff. We can talk about those pieces because it's so body specific.
But then also people can also talk to you about getting their own mood boards done.
Right.
Because you're giving everybody like an insane price for the amount of work that you put into everything. And as someone that is going to now continue to talk to you about all of these things, which I'm very excited about doing, it is the kind of thing that I feel like taking a control over what we wear, I think is going to help a lot in our now countrywide transition into opening up and trying to figure out who am I outside of the house, what do I want to present myself as, how do I want to live my life. I think that this is an important conversation for people to be having, to start becoming comfortable in our own fucking skin again.
It could serve as a good reset, a good like first day at school kind of vibe, like who do I want to be, I could start this now.
Also, Becca got back, asked great question. Lisa Rose, do we just book our mood board with you or through your website?
Yeah, either is fine. If you go through my website, I don't do any like payment information on my website. I do everything through either PayPal or Venmo, like whatever's easier for you. So there's a little form that I have on my website that you can fill out, which just gives me a good idea of like, are you ready to book? Do you just want some more information? What package are you looking at? Like, it just helps me get a better idea of like what you're looking for. And then I'll just get back to you through my styling Gmail, and we'll set up the style consult, and we'll go through there. So that's perfectly fine. I put the pricing in the Discord. I know I don't really play video games has also posted this, but
I was trying to frantically post it. And I'm like, how do I put this in the thing? Because I was like, is it on the scroll? But it's not. I'm like, okay.
No, perfectly fine. So I am, and so I will do the GLOS discount. There's also not an expiration on the GLOS discount. So like if you're at a point where you're like, I'm not working right now, and so I can't afford this right now, but in 6 months when I'm working and I want to do this, like please, like feel free to reach out to me, and I will just say like, hey, you had a GLOS discount when we did this stream. Will you honor it for me now? The answer will be yes. Like I understand that money is absolutely a factor for people. And to our point, like it does take me a lot of time. So there's only a certain, like, I can only go so low on some of these things.
Right.
But if you need to do this 3 months, 6 months, 9 months from now, please just feel free to reach out, because this community is wonderful. And I see
you're wonderful. That's extremely generous, especially just with your time tonight. So that's really great.
Thank you so much for coming and talking to us. And I'd love to talk to you further about all. I have more questions.
I know. I've been like concocting an email.
I came up with another one. It's like, what do you wear with knee-high socks? What kind of shoes? We'll talk about it. We can talk about it another time.
Oh yeah, of course. And we can talk individually. We can, if there's like another stream opportunity, if you want to talk on the Discord, like I'm very open to whatever like makes sense. I am happy to take this sort of like this and move it into wherever works for it to live next. Because I love you guys so much. And I see that like my little sister is here and said she was my number one fan, and my sister.
Oh, hi, little sister! Hi. She's the fucking best, and you should be I'm sure you get all of the fashion talk with.
Yeah, my sister, she's so cute. When she posted about it when I had launched my website, and she was like, she has styled me for every interview I've ever gotten, and I am employed.
One of the best reviews I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's really good. She's a wonderful little sister. But it's just been really supportive. You guys are so supportive. The community is really supportive. I feel just like very loved in this space, and it's wonderful to be able to like share that with you guys. And like, I want to like heal hearts from like how damaging style has been for people.
Thank you.
You are amazing.
So much.
That is.
We need you.
Yes.
We
need you.
You're stuck with me now. That's the thing. You think that, but you're stuck with me. Try to get rid of me.
I love this.
I have your contact information.
I'm the happiest.
Okay,
I go
guys.
nowhere.
Well, we are gonna
Absolutely.
play us out with the Reform Tours. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
everybody
thank
that
you
donated.
again.
Thank
This
you
is
so
great.
much. Everybody,
just like look, I get to wear a whole huge.
Look at this.
yes.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like-
Oh here. I'm
let's show
wearing
your thing as we go out.
No, it's fine,
Real,
it's
real,
fine.
real quick.
I have a cute little dress on.
I love that dress.
It's cute. And it's short, and it's actually good because like short on me is actually knee length, but like it's actually short
Great.
for a short person. I love it. Okay, so all right, guys, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
And
We love you.
we'll
Talk to you soon.
see you later.
Yay. Oh my God. How wonderful.
There we go.
Amazing.
Really cool. Yeah. Yeah. I learned a lot. A lot of stuff that I didn't even know I had to think about or didn't even consider. Or the fact that like these like easy things to just figure out is common sense. Oh my God.
I could do this. I mean, I could have done this for 8 hours. Like, I obviously have a lot to say.
Oh, you're great. Like seriously, it makes sense. It all makes sense. You know, coming together.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys have my information, and I've said this to Jackie, and I will reiterate it to you guys. I am now the official stylist for the LPN network, unless you expressly tell me no. My classes are free and available for you guys, and so please feel free to take advantage of that at any time. I'm very happy.
I'm trying to raid my friend Emily, you guys. /raid.
Is it blue in?
Yes. Oh, I am? It's working?
Yeah. You are.
Okay, awesome.
No, you're doing great.
Thank you. I don't really play video games. Okay, guys.
I get to juggle like 4 things at once. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And wear a dress.
Oh, the
Look at that.
I know. Lexi's a rock star. A superhero.
Katie's got tiny little
Now,
tic
all
tacs
the
for
while
titties.
she's literally creating light.
Oh, come on, Katie. You know